So, hi. I just drank some milk. They always say milk is the wrong thing to drink before you do voice recordings. And I just had some. Fortunately, you're not listening to the intricacies of my voice. You're listening to what I have to say. Anyways, that useless piece of random information aside, um, let's talk about something. Um, I guess last week I there was some pretty big news that doesn't that I guess oddly enough affected a bunch of us, like myself, Seth, and Phil. We all have games available for WebOS. That is Palm's Palm, now HP's mobile operating system. And what they decided to do was HP. They apparently decided that they want to get out of the consumer uh, electronics business, basically, which is kind of like wow. Suddenly they don't want to be selling laptops, and they especially don't want to be selling phones and tablets and stuff like that. Well, I think they do want to be selling it, but it was not like an instant win, and they got scared, us scared, I should say, and decided to kill off their hardware stuff. So, let me. Do I have it here? No, I'm gonna run away for a second. Okay. So this little beast, this bad boy here, this is a WebOS tablet, the touchpad. See, it's got an HP logo on it because they decided to pay money for Palm. So everything's HP now. And they decided they're going to kill that stuff off. And you may have heard there was a crazy sale, and you were able to pick the 16 gig versions of these up for, $100, $99, and that was awesome. I wish I was able to get some, but oh well. I was busy, making an event happen for you guys and sleeping. But yes, yeah, HP tablets and stuff like that. Yeah, so these are going to slowly disappear from existence. I've noticed a slight sales spike in my sales, but it never was very high in the first place. And the fact that they killed this off makes me very, very sad, actually. Now, sure, I was able to look at my own sales stats and extrapolate and say, hey, this market's not doing that great. But still, it's very disappointing in that regard to see a market literally disappear overnight, and all of a sudden they're gone. There's stuff that's being said on their forums, saying how they're changing directions. They're making a software platform now, and they're looking for new hardware partners, and blah blah blah. Well, yeah. In the short term, that means the money there dries up, or really doesn't take off. So, suck. Which is a shame, actually, because actually Palm was actually one of my better platforms, to be honest. Back when it was just the Palm phones, there was only, say, a handful of PDK, which is the basically the native way you develop for the systems. And it ran great. I loved how well it ran on the Palm phones. I actually wish I had a phone to use for myself, but all I got was they sent me a Verizon phone to do development on, and I'm in Canada, and Verizon CDMA, and CDMA phones have a hell of a time cross network pollinating. The GSM phones work great around the world, but not CDMA. So I have this kind of phone that I can like run code on, and that's it. It's good for development, but half of the fun of being a developer of this kind of thing is you get the free stuff, and it's nice when you can actually use the free stuff for your main phone. Like I've been attending GDC the past few years, and Google has been throwing away all kinds of crazy good free stuff at people. We got a Nexus One last year. No, sorry, Nexus One the year before that. And no, actually, you know what? Yeah, it was Nexus last year, and a Nexus S this year is what I got. Phil got the Zoom, but I'm okay with that. The 3.1 tablets are better. Um, but yeah, so I'm actually using a Nexus S that I got from Google as my main phone because I've been too cheap to buy an iPhone. The iPods are so much cheaper. They're like $200, $300, for the same spec, more or less. You don't get as good of a camera, and actually you only got the camera just recently. But yeah, as far as price is concerned, the iPod's the way to go. Now, true, that does mean I have to carry two devices with me. For example, I got this guy here. This is my iPod. I got a little sticker on there because the theory was I might be loaning these to some of my colleagues, but everybody bought iPhones, so not necessarily. Not necessary. So let's see. And then way over there is the Android phone, and who cares? But yeah, I've been carrying two devices. On the plus side, the iPod is a little slimmer than the iPhone. So that's, not been so bad. And I got big pockets. My wallet is like this thick, so, my devices are only this thick, so. Anyways, do I have a point? Well, let's see. HP killing off their stuff makes me very sad. I actually really like the platform. It is a real shame to see it go. Native development was done with SDL, not STL, although that was available too. And basically, if you had an existing SDL code base and you were able to work with basically mouse controls with only the single mouse button, you could more or less run your code as is. I think when we got Smiles and we got Galcon running on it, I think the two between us, we only had to add, say, 3 lines of code, if even that. One was like an SDL initializer thing that they added to say we're using SDL we're using OpenGL ES version 1 as opposed to 2. So an initializer thing. And then there was 2 broken functions. And I had pretty much up and running the same day as I got the testing environment working. So it was really nice. And it honestly is a real shame to see that going away. Makes me sad. And yeah. Also, as we've seen the I'll Be Aware, I enter a lot of contests with my stuff. And another contest just ended, the Nokia contest. I entered that. They had a lot of cash prizes. I won nothing, so I'm a little disappointed by that. I guess either somebody's or a lot of people have heard my story or similar stories of people winning crazy stuff. All you gotta do is enter crazy contests. Or just the fact is that the odds were so much higher, there was more entrants. Either way, nothing. So I believe I am getting near. Oh, you know what? It's already passed. Smiles is done as far as I'm concerned. I don't think there's much more I can milk from it as far as contests and easy ports and all that stuff are concerned. And I'm certainly not winning these things anymore. Game Tree was pretty close, but my competition was a game that I think had a much better, at least for the gamer type, instant, gratification thing. The judging panel was game industry people, and they would appreciate that a lot more. If it was a family playing, they would have maybe whatever. I'm just reminiscing about crap. Forget I said that. Actually, you can't because I did just say it, and it's on freaking video. Haha. Okay. Anyway, anything else to say? We're at 8 minutes. Yeah. That was Palm. That was Game Tree. Yeah. I did a lot of stuff with Smiles. And, the whole point was to see long term if it was going to pay off. And I think I'm going to say that it did not. A lot of it, there was a lot of work that went into this. And it's starting to come up and look like it was not worth it. But, oh well, you live and learn. It was worth a try. I have one more contest. No, I guess 2 more contest deadlines to not do, but to hear back on. The Game Tree, there was a secondary prize. We'll see if I win that. That's like 10 grand. That would be so nice because I could use a kick in the butt as far as money. And then there is some Intel ones going on, and that's due in about a week. No, not even a week. Gads. Okay, so it's less. That one's due less than a week. I was ready to go, but I was trying to fix some bug. But Intel's been good to me. I'm very happy with Intel. They treat you right. I'm very happy with that. 10 minutes, okay. And that screen just went dark, screwing up the lighting. Well, geez. Okay, so we're at 10 minutes. Okay, so quick last ramble minute summary. Let's see. Intel has been great to work with, but that's fine. Palm was great to work with, but now they're kind of dying out. Game Tree, They were relatively straightforward to work with because I had an existing code base and I knew what I was doing. Um, Microsoft and Windows Phone, they were hell to work with, and they cost me money and wasted my time. Actually, it's the second time they've done that. I'm never, not unless they decide to you're gonna roll up to my place with a big ass check. I'm not gonna deal with Microsoft ever again. Except maybe on an App Store thing where I'm completely isolated. But I'm so unhappy with them. And I know a lot of people that are too. Who else have I been dealing with? Yeah, Nokia. That did not work out. That was a try. They killed off their stuff, and they're joining Microsoft's team. And good riddance at this point. Suckers. Um, what else? Google, Apple. Well, it doesn't really matter. Those two are the people that matter these days. Google and Apple. They're the everything's Android or everything is Apple. Well, it's not that everything's Apple. It's just that's the other one that's all selling. So Android and Google. Um, I've not done too well on Android, but that's because I did not know the market. But now I know the market. You have no means to market on Android, so you need the it's kind of like thinking about doing a PC game. You need the same sort of avenues, or not even the same avenues, but you need to think a little more broad scope. You need to get interest above and beyond the system itself, and that might be possible with Android. I don't know. No, I think it is possible, but it's weird, and this weirdness, encourages a lot of decision making on my part, how to deal with these weird markets. Ho ho ho. Yeah, this has been a long ramble, divulging secrets. Yeah, I think I'll cut myself off here. Um, I'll review this and see if it's worth putting online. Probably worth putting online, but the question is, have I said too much? Have I said it too long? Let's find out. Stop.